What's up YouTube, this is Paul from Mickey Tech Tips, and today we're going to be talking about encryption because encryption is a good thing, so we're going to talk about it today. So let's get started. Okay, so the reason why I'm talking about encryption is because Apple is refusing to unlock some phones that are related to the San Bernardino shooting. I think that's how you pronounce it. That happened way back in December. And even though what happened is a bad thing and the data could help the FBI, there's a perfectly good reason why Apple will not unlock the phones. So, and it's mainly because of some security issues and some other stuff that could happen if this software were to fall into bad hands. So I thought, let's talk about encryption today. So for those of you that don't know, I'm going to be comparing encryption to a lock and key on a shed full of illegal stuff. Not saying that I have one, but this is actually not illegal stuff, but just a lock and key on a shed full of any kind of stuff. So I'm going to be comparing it to that today, just in case if you don't understand how encryption works. So let's say I have this shed. The only way to get into it is to use the key. You cannot cut the bolt off the shed. You cannot cut into the side. You cannot cut the door. You cannot blast the shed off. Nor any part of the shed with some kind of weapon to get it open. So the only way to get it open is with that key. So you go to the lock maker. So maybe like Master Lock or like a Brinks lock. I don't know who you use for a lock, but let's say you go to them and you say, hey, I need a key for this make and model of lock so I can get in to so I can see what's inside the shed. And they say, we don't handle that, but here, I'll just give you some keys anyway for you to try. And then they give them to them and they try them, and then they come back and say, hey, that don't work. Here, we'll come out there and then try to take and help you and try to make you a master key. And so they make you a master key. So you get into the shed and then you find the illegal or not so illegal stuff you need. And then the government says, hey, thank you, have your key back. And they say, no problem. And so then they leave, and then let's say a few months go by, or maybe even like a day or two, and they say, hey, we need to borrow that key again because we found this other case that we need to check out this other house that has that same kind of lock. Instead it's not a shed anymore. So can we borrow that key? And they say, okay, sure. And then they loan out the key again. And then they keep loaning it out, and then they obviously forget to give the key back, so then they get the reputation that they gave the key out to the government. And then people get mad because, oh no, the government can get into my shed that has that same exact lock, even though they could get in other ways. They could get into any kind of other thing with that has that lock, so I better not buy a lock from that company. And then let's say they go around to the other companies and ask, hey, will you give us a key so I can get into this shed because such and so company gave me a key to their shed, so it's only right if you give us that key or else we're going to shut you down or whatever. And then they say, okay, I guess I don't want to be shut down. So they give a key, and then eventually they keep doing that same process until they have a key for everyone. And then you got the American people saying, I'm tired of it. You gave out the keys and now we're not secure anymore because anyone in the government can get into anything of ours because they all have master keys to all of our locks. And then, let's say it gets worse. Let's say China comes over and says, hey, we need to get into this shed because some stuff's been happening in China that we need to take care of. So we need you to make a key for us. And so then you say, I don't want to because I don't necessarily want to come over to China and stuff. And then they get mad and then they try to get you banned in the company, not company, but country. So you think, oh, I guess I got to come over there and do it so I can still sell my product in your company. Even though not company, but country. Even though people aren't going to like us afterwards, I guess it's the right thing to do. So they go over the right thing to do for you guys, not the people in general. Just have to make that clear. So they go over there and unlock it. And then another country contacts them and wants the same thing. And so then this all happens, and then when they refuse to comply, actually I refuse to comply, and then when they keep complying, let's say something bad happens, and it's because the company loaned out the master key to another country, and then that country was irresponsible, and then it fell into the wrong hands, and then bad things will happen, like loss of lives, loss of property, and all sorts of bad stuff was happening just because there was a country that lost the key by accident, because they're not a good of a country. And I'm also putting this out there that it could be any country, because no country or no person is perfect. And so you compare that to like a hard drive. I know this one's broken, but I still keep it around just because. You compare it to like a hard drive or anything else that's got encryption. There's a reason why it's there, and it basically sticks a padlock on the hard drive. So even if you had access to the hard drive itself, you can't get the data off. And even with this little window, let's say, and there's a padlock on top of it, you can't get the data off just because you can't get the thing open to get the data off. Or if there's a padlock on the interface ports that are missing because I took them off, you still can't get that padlock off to take the data off because it's encrypted. And that's what encryption does. It just puts a padlock on it, so if I were to plug this drive in, it would be no use. But it's a good thing, because let's say the software actually did get released and someone took and ran the exploit, and then it got leaked because no one's security is perfect. And then people starting to hack into stuff like my iPad, or maybe my Droid, even though I honestly think this is secure to an extent, but nothing's ever secure. And then it just keeps happening. Then that company gets known as putting out that software that anyone can use. And so it's a bad thing why governments should not be asking companies for encryption backdoors, because then nothing's truly encrypted. And that's another skepticism I have with like Windows 10, is that Microsoft actually stores the keys, I think, to an extent on like OneDrive, because I had to get on my computer one time and I did some stuff and I had to go online and get a key so I can unlock my computer because it's encrypted. So I honestly think there's a reason why there's encryption, and I think it's a good thing. Now if you mess up and you forget your password for the encryption or the key for the encryption, you're out of luck, but that's your fault. Always have good backups of the keys. Somewhere that's safe. So preferably on a thumb drive in a safe somewhere, probably. With the safe very hidden. So anyway, that's what encryption does. It's just a big padlock, and it's important just to keep our data safe, because if that padlock isn't on there, people could go through and get all my data. Or like, let's say, going back to lock and key scenario, let's say I didn't keep a padlock on my shed, then people could walk freely into my shed and steal stuff if I wasn't watching. And so I honestly think encryption's great. It did not exist that well back, I guess, 20 years ago, so they have made a long ways with it, especially if like the newer Windows and like the newer operating systems. It's gotten really great. This has the encryption option. I'll probably get into encrypting this later. I just haven't yet, just because I think it's pretty secure for password on it, and I watch what I do. So yeah. And the only thing about encryption, you just have to remember the password, because if you don't, you can't reset it. You can't reset it for the most part, I don't think, on some devices. So it's one of those things. Should I get it? Should I not? I think you should. I know it's something that I'm slowly walking towards and getting on my devices. I have it on 1, 2, fixing to put on 3, 4, and maybe even a 5th device soon. So it's up to you. Encryption's important if you know what you're doing, but if you don't have any sensitive data on your computer and you just use it for like lightweight browsing and you're not antsy about your data, and if it gets leaked, oh well, you just have to make a new Facebook account good for you. But if you're someone that stores sensitive data like tax documents and family photos, then you might want encryption. But if you don't know what you're doing, you need someone to help you. So encryption is important. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time. I'm sorry I did not have a video out last week. I just got busy. I'm gonna try to have a video out Thursday/Friday. I'm gonna have one out Saturday. I'm gonna probably have one out Tuesday. I'll probably gonna throw in a live stream next week for like one of the videos. Just actually, it'd be a live stream, but it'd be more like an archive because I haven't really become a definite time on a live stream yet. So I'll be throwing one of those things out. I'll be throwing like some kind of live thing, whether it's me talking about something or like me playing like a mobile game or a computer game. I don't know yet. But I'll have 3 videos out next week. So thanks for you guys' support. I'm almost at 200 subscribers. I'm like at 180 subscribers. And looking back 2 months ago, I was only at 100. So thank you. So I'll see you guys next time.